Hey everybody, and welcome back to The Movies, the movie review show brought to you by the Stephen Wade Auto Center. The various Spider characters led by Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy have returned in the new movie Across the Spider-Verse Part 1, the sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And holy cow, I've been waiting so long for this movie, and it 100% delivered. As far as the base story goes, Miles has been Spider-Man for about a year or so, but he really misses his friends that he met from the first movie, the other Spider people, Peter B. Parker, Gwen Stacy, and such. Meanwhile, a character called The Spot has appeared. Now, The Spot is a supervillain that got his powers from when Spider-Man blew up the Collider in the previous Into the Spider-Verse movie. And now he has these powers where he can create a portal to any destination around him, but this also extends to other universes within the multiverse. But then Gwen Stacy returns and tells Miles about this huge crew, this huge club just full of different versions of Spider-Man from across all kinds of different universes. We even get to see some very fun favorites that a lot of us have been looking forward to for a long time. And all of them are led by Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara, the Spider-Man from the future, the year 2099, as the name would probably imply. And his deal is that he's trying to keep order within the multiverse. He's trying to keep it from falling apart, but every time somebody messes with it, like Miles did at the beginning and end of the previous movie, Into the Spider-Verse, it punches holes into the multiverse, and he has to go in there and fix it, and sometimes it can unravel way more than you would think. And even Miles himself is kind of an abnormality because the spider that bit him was from a different universe. It wasn't from his, which started making more things unravel. So Miles isn't really on the best ground with Miguel. And so Miguel is facing off against every other Spider-Man so that he can continue to save lives that the multiverse says can't be saved. It's really fascinating, a really cool concept. Now we go over my points. The story is fantastic. I cannot overemphasize how great it is. See, as of late, lots of movies have played around with the multiverse trope, but this one did it right. The trick with a multiverse story is that you can't just say, oh, all of reality is going to fall apart, because that's not high enough stakes on an emotional level. But Across the Spider-Verse took the multiverse concept and made it very deeply personal to Miles, and understood that the multiverse is just the setting. It's not the reason for the setting. Now, I know that the poster and everywhere else says that this is part 1, and it definitely is part 1. You're going to get a cliffhanger ending, but there is enough story there. While Miles' story continues on into another movie, Gwen has a full story arc within this movie. So you still feel like you're getting a full story. You don't really feel cheated out of anything. Just be aware that this is a part 1 and it understands what that means. Into the Spider-Verse, the first one, the previous one, that changed everything about how people view animation. And I'm not being hyperbolic, like this is a big deal. I remember reading an article recently where the producers of Into the Spider-Verse took the movie to Pixar and blew the animators at Pixar away with just how new and amazing and fantastic that movie is. And the fact that other studios will copy the art style of Into the Spider-Verse for their movies, I think says a lot. Now, Across the Spider-Verse takes everything that Into the Spider-Verse did for animation, blew it up to 1 billion. Like, wow. It was fascinating. It was amazing. You would have never expected to see such a wide variety of different animation styles and of different ideas melding together so perfectly and seamlessly, yet at the same time just blowing your mind. They understood that the big advantage of animation is that nothing is fluid, nothing is set in stone, and they play with that, and they will change up the entire look of the movie on a whim, just like that, if they know it will push forward the emotion of the scene, and it works. It's been said Into the Spider-Verse is the best animated movie as far as the art form of animation is concerned. This is the new standard for animation. Let me say that again for those in the back who didn't hear me. This is the new standard for animation. If nothing else, you need to go see that movie for that reason. All right, let's talk a little bit about the performance here real quick. The characters are so well performed. Not only are they written really well, which is solely on the writers and creators of that. The movie is really well produced on that front end. The actors put so much emotion and inflection and nuance into the lines they were given that it really balances well against the animation, which, as I mentioned already, is beyond top tier. So like, they had their work cut out for them, but it worked so well. I felt every word that they were saying. And now the big question for the comic fans out there, how is this for the comic book fans? Guys, I am a ginormous comic book fan. I've been looking forward to this movie for a long time. And let me tell you, every second I feel like there were at least 25 things that I could look at and I could pull something from, which means I'm going to have to watch the movie like 25 times to get everything out of it. Holy cow, it made my soul happy just to see so many different ideas and different Spider-Man I wasn't expecting to see or hoped that I would see again, but really didn't expect to. Like the Spider-Man Unlimited series that had a cameo in it. Spectacular Spider-Man had a cameo. I even saw Spidey and His Amazing Friends, the little preschool show on Disney Junior. It was awesome. I loved it so much, and that's just barely scratching the surface. Guys, you aren't ready for all of the Easter eggs in this movie. Like, it made my soul happy. So in conclusion, this movie is beyond fantastic. We're talking like shoe-in for Best Animated at least. I could see it getting Best Feature in the Oscars this year, if the Oscars will allow animated movies to even get that far. But like, this is by far and away the best Spider-Man movie and might be the best superhero movie we've ever gotten. And I've already mentioned, it's the best animated movie ever made. This movie easily, 100%, without a doubt, gets 2 big thumbs up from me. Go out there, check out this movie, watch it, love it. It's beyond anything you would expect it to be. Check it out. Tell me what you thought of the movie in the comments below, and we'll catch you next time.